We are blessed, we are gifted. So I want to see that Ogun State that will develop.
A very warm welcome to you. Thank you for joining us on this special interview on Galaxy Television. My name is Kolawole Akintoba, and we have another special guest who will be talking to us on various issues regarding his state. I have the pleasure of welcoming on today's program His Excellency Senator Ibikunle Amosu, the Executive Governor of Ogun State. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule.
Thank you.
Right. Your Excellency, let me ask you to share with us your experience in almost 4 years of governing a state like Ogun.
My experience, well, first let me thank you for this giving me the opportunity at least to once again talk to our people, particularly the people of Ogun State. And I think by extension, Nigerians throughout our country. Well, if you ask my experience, I don't know, but I will attempt to answer that question because it's something that I can talk about probably even for one day, because every day new experiences, new things happening. But the one that I would want you to take away, which for me is the fact that our people, they are showing what I would call they are giving us tremendous support. They are showing that they appreciate our little efforts. So much so that it serves as study for us, because the totality of what we are doing is about our people. Governance is about the people doing. Whatever we do as a government, if it doesn't positively affect our people, then for me, there's a question mark about social governance. So my experience in a nutshell would be that of fulfillment. Yes, we are not where we want to be yet, but certainly we are on the right path. What I call the necessary foundation, sound foundation is being laid, such that generations yet unborn will come to see that yes, clearly a solid foundation has been laid. For me, I would want to live a system-driven environment. Could say beyond all of those probably infrastructure that we are creating and recreating within the length and breadth of the state. I want to be remembered really for somebody that came and changed positively the entire landscape, particularly in the way we govern. Gone are those days when, because you are governor, you must meet the governor before certain things are done. No, that will not be a system-driven environment. And there's what we call Ogun standard, which is the best in doing everything, either in service delivery, either in project execution, the way we conduct ourselves, the way even our students, our young ones, what kind of legacy we are giving to them. So for me, that is the experience of hard work that our people appreciate when they see a government or a governor that is genuine, that is sincere, that truly want to develop our states. You will see that they'll be giving it back to us. So my joy is that when I go anywhere, whichever senatorial district, we will see that warmth, that love, that affection, that support, overwhelming support that they give to us. I think that would be my experience, and it is such that you cannot, just like what I said, talk about it in just probably even 1 hour, 1 day, every day it happens. But I'm at least I'm grateful to God Almighty for giving me this opportunity to serve our people, and I'm truly grateful to the good people of Ogun State for giving us the opportunity to serve them.
Well, let me ask you, Your Excellency, you came into power a little close to 4 years now. We're going into an election by February 2015. What kind of Ogun state did you inherit from your predecessor?
I will not want to answer that question directly the way you asked it, for obvious reasons. For me, if we have been in office now for 3 years, 4 months, to be precise on this. So if for 3 years, 4 months, we will probably still talk about maybe the way we met the state, or the probably not too good condition in some aspects and in some areas. I think some will think either we are not ready for the job, but rather what I would want to talk about is those achievements that we have recorded. Of course, that will be situated, yes, side by side, probably to their experiences. I will not just want to limit it to probably one particular administration. You know, we've had several governors, and yes, it's a cocktail of ideas, cocktail of performances. Some you will say, oh, God bless this governor that did this. Some you will say, oh, how can people do this? If you are given the responsibility to govern, how will you or not, of course, do this to supposedly our people, your people? But like I said, I think we've seen more of those governors that have served us, that are very good, that have done their bit, that one is proud of, than those that one were quote unquote, we ordinarily begin to wonder and say that, oh, this is good journey. Probably in the way they govern our state when they had the opportunity to do that. But I can pick one or two things, one or two areas where at least it shows that, okay, yes, this is what we are doing, and this is the benefit of those hard work and of those support that our people have given to us. A very good example is making Ogun State to be a self-sustaining state, a state that will not necessarily wait until what comes from Abuja gets to us before we can either pay salaries, before we can think that, oh, this is the kind of development we want for our state, this is the kind of project we want to execute, this is the kind of service that we want to deliver to our people. Because if we have the necessary resources, yes, maybe resources may not, we may not have unlimited access to such probably resources, but at least if one is able to a considerable extent on our own, generate probably adequate fund that we will say, oh yes, with this we can begin to manage, we can begin to maneuver. So if you look at that as an indices, one can say, yes, in a way, without sounding modest, we have maybe slightly done well. Because when we came, I like to use this as an example. We met at 730 million. That is the highest that we met in 2011.
That's internally generated
revenue. 730 monthly. Some months were even less than that. Of course, when I say that, I'm not talking about spike, where probably land was sold. Maybe just once in a while we get that, which drove the IGR to about maybe nice something, and probably the peak of the price about maybe 1.1 billion then. But truly, when you look at what through the internally generated revenue, in all the facets, about 730 million monthly. When you situate that to the need of even paying salaries, doing a lot of other things, then you know that there's a problem. But thank God, as we speak today, we are close to 6 billion monthly. And I mean, this is 3 years, 4 months. The average that we generated in the first half of this year is about 5.2 billion. That's to say that there are some months that we make 5.9, some months maybe 4.9. I'm just giving you. By the time you divide it, I took the average of the first 6 months. We have now reached what I call a comfort level of about 5.2 billion. So if you look at that in the context of meeting something that is not even up to 1 billion, 730 monthly, and you will now be able to drive that idea to a level that is almost hitting 6 billion, then you know that in a way we've done well. And when you even look, just last week, the federal government released the allocation from FAC to states. And lo and behold, Ogun State was 29th position. I think Akwa Ibom was first, followed by maybe Rivers. I think Bayelsa was third or so, in that order. And Ogun State was 29th. Indeed, we were given, I think, about 25 billion. So if you look at what we were given, 25 billion, and you divide that, I mean, within the first, probably they were trying to do, let's see how much they've given in the first half of the year. And you realize that Ogun State was given about 25 billion. If you do the arithmetic, you will notice that, that's just about 4 billion. And yet we are making more than 5 billion monthly. So that tells you that yes, we have relatively done well. And when we came in, really, if you look at, if you compare what the federal government gives to us by way of federal allocation and what we generate in the state, we were 28th position. But today, through the grace of God and the support that we get from our people, we are second now in Nigeria, only to Lagos. It is only Lagos that generates, I think, about 70, it varies, maybe 69%, 72%, and they collect from the federal allocation, maybe between 26, 28% monthly. And we are the next state. Now we make about, generate about 60%, and we probably only allow 40%, get 40% from the federal government. When we came in, it wasn't like that. We were in the 20th position. Today we are only second to Lagos. Indeed, I think without, I start to be corrected and without sounding modest again, it's only Lagos State and Ogun State now that generates more than what the federal government gives to them. So if you look at that, there's a lot. Look at our schools. Look at security. Those days, banks, they were closed, perpetually closed. even for more than 1 year, 2 years, in the entire Ogun East Senatorial District, no bank, they were not open because of insecurity. Today, banks do open all. Indeed, for 3 years running, the security watch, a lot of security monitoring outfits, they gave Ogun State 3 years running, most security conscious states. Yes, it is not that we are saying that we spend more than some states, no. I know Lagos State, Rivers, they spend more than us, maybe. But of course, we spend heavily on security, and people have seen the genuineness, the intention that we put into governance. Again, another area which I'm proud of any day is the fact that Ogun State now, we have the largest concentration of industries in Nigeria. We are the industrial hub of Nigeria today. No states matches us in the number of industries that are now in Ogun State. That would not have come in an atmosphere of insecurity, in an atmosphere that they don't have the necessary infrastructures. So if you look at those indices, then you will agree with me that in our small way and form, we have done well for our people. But for me, that is why we are elected. So we will continue to do more, really. For me, it's a covenant with my God, right? That we must serve our people. They've given us the opportunity to serve them. I wasn't the only person that contested for this office, but all of them voted for me, and that's why we're here today. And we should not take that support for granted. So those are the things that pushes me. And when I say the love, this is indeed so much so that even for me now, I prefer to do my inspection late, dead in the night. Because during the day you go around